Hey Cancer, welcome to your weekly forecast for July 15th through the 21st. This is going to be a general reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to continue here with our mermaid setup, our ocean setup, our mermaid theme for the summertime. See what's coming up for our Cancer friends. We've got the Mercury retrograde energy. We've got the full moon on the 16th. We're going to see what is going on. And after we look at these cards for your week forecast, I'm going to pull up a spirit message card for you from a different deck, a new one, a really pretty one, with really cool little homework assignments in it. So stick around for that. Ooh, I love this card. Gorgeous card. Gorgeous, gorgeous card. All right, Cancer, so you all are obviously a water sign, and we've got this full moon happening on the 16th. So that little orb there, that little crystal ball between her hands, gives me like a moony vibe. And I always say when I see like moon images or the moon stuff kind of come up in a reading around the full moon, it tells me that the people I'm reading for might be a little bit more sensitive to this particular full moon. And water signs in general are what I call moon sensitive, which means a lot of the times when there's like a full moon, you might feel really tired or sleepy, or you might end up getting into like this energy where you feel very emotional, or you're having a lot of memories, or there's just a lot of things you feel like you're ready to release or let go of, or you might feel very creative, or you might be having very like spiritual dreams, things of that nature. You might really be feeling the moon energy very strongly. And this particular card is about energy field adjustments, auric cleansing, and health. So, Cancer, you are going through a very, very specific, special type of release. You're releasing any kind of dark or lower vibrational stuff that's been clogging up your aura. And I feel this is going to be especially true for those of you Cancers who are empaths. If you don't know what an empath is, or if you're not sure how to tell if you're an empath, empaths are people who feel the emotions of other people very, very deeply. You know you're an empath if you've ever like been in the grocery store and you've looked up at a person and you've just felt so sad for them and you had no idea why, and you just wanted to like go up and hug them and you didn't know why. Or if like you're in a really great mood, you're really happy, and you walk into a room and there's unhappy people there, or if there's somebody there that's had a bad day, and all of a sudden you can't share what an amazing day you had, and you just like feel really down, or you get really pulled down into their energy, right? Or if you've ever walked into a room and you've been like, something happened here, you kind of get a sense or a feeling that somebody's upset or somebody had an argument. Empaths are very sensitive to energy in that way, and depending on how intuitive you are, some people feel it more strongly than others. And so, yeah, it's going to be different for different people. But especially if you're an empath, I feel like this is going to be a really awesome time for you, this full moon, because you're going to finally be able to release a lot of other people's crap that you've been carrying or holding on to, because empaths are like sponges. They just kind of absorb everything around them, and it's very difficult for empaths to be able to master keeping a high vibration, because every time you're trying to feel happy, you're trying to feel good, and you're around people who are sad or depressed or negative, it just yanks you right back down. And so a lot of you are finally able to release the burdens of other people that you've been carrying. For other ones of you, your soul is going through an absolute complete cleanse. You may have just kind of had things that happened in your life that made you sad or hurt or resentful, right? Like sometimes people that are viewed as, oh, that person's just bitter, that person's salty, that person's this, that person's that. They don't realize that people who are that way, who are angry or resentful, it's because they've usually had a hard life, and they're usually people that at one point they were very giving, but they got, walked all over, they got trampled all over, and they got burned. And now they're like, we'll forget you, forget everybody, forget the world, right? They get very angry. And so whether you're like on that level where you're just kind of like, people kind of think you're some like, witchy person or some grouch or some scary person, or I always say Boo Radley, or like whatever, like people might have like this image of you that you're this recluse person. Or if it's not even that bad, you've just kind of just been through a lot of things and you keep to yourself, or you're just kind of, you've been angry for a while, you're able to finally release a lot of these things. You're finally letting it go. You're getting rid of it. You're not carrying that heavy burden anymore. Okay, so this full moon is going to be a really magical time for you for releasing and letting go and just getting your fire back. I feel a lot of you are just going to feel so relieved and so powerful by the end of this release. Your Wednesday, Thursday is Yemaya. Okay, so this is like a very symbolic card. We do see the baby on here. So for some of you midweek, there could be something happening with like literal children, because I've always said this in the previous videos. When I read and I look at the cards, I also see what in the picture is jumping out at me and what messages are in the pictures. So some of you may be bonding with a child. Some of you may be preparing for parenthood. So there could be something happening with children for some of you. But this card is about Yemaya, which is like the symbolic grandmother aspect of the ocean. And so for some of you, this is going to be more bonding with grandmother type of energy. You might be receiving spiritual messages from a grandmother who has passed on, who's coming into your dreams and trying to give you some guidance for the next few stages of your life. Those of you where your grandmother is still alive, you are going to be feeling energy where you're able to really connect, and you're able to have some deep, meaningful conversations and get some advice and get some like life experience stories that you'll be able to carry with you for years and years and years, that you might even be able to pass on to other people, one day, even long after your grandmother is gone. But there's that powerful matriarch kind of energy that a lot of you will be connecting with midweek. Some of you are becoming a grandmother and you're ready for it and you're embracing it, or a grandfather. But overall, this is just about, just when you think about your grandma, think of, or maybe not your grandma, because maybe some of you had a scary grandma, but when you think about like a typical grandma, typically, there's some grandmas are really tough. They're not all like, baking cookies and timid and scared and need help crossing the street. A lot of grandmas, my grandmas, both of my grandmas, and a lot of my friends' grandmas, like they've been through some stuff, like they've had hard lives, and they were tough ladies, but they were also very loving. They were also very nurturing. They were also very hardworking, and they had so much advice. And so just think about like that kind of energy. A lot of you are going to be benefiting from that kind of energy midweek, or you're receiving it. Okay, you're receiving it, whether it's from a grandmother figure who's passed on, or a current grandmother. You are being given some kind of a gift midweek by way of advice or message. Okay, your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Ooh, I love this. Water flights. Heaviness lifts, burdens are cast away, weightlessness. Does that sound good or what? So remember how I was saying that a lot of you were going to be releasing some really big energies in the beginning of the week, and that by the end of it, I felt like a lot of you were going to feel very powerful, and you're going to feel like very like relieved and very like free. This is really confirming that whatever was weighing you down, by the end of the week, it's gone. It is just off you. It's not even bothering you anymore. And you're going to find that all of a sudden, the road to your progress seems a lot shorter, a lot more clear, a lot more manageable, and like you're gonna accomplish your goals in a super fast period of time. Um, the way that I explain it, or the way that that I could maybe describe it, is like if you've been going around, like if you would see in the cartoons, right? Like in the old days, there would be the old ball and chain when they would arrest people, and they would have like that big heavy ball chain to somebody's leg, right? Like you can't really go too far or too fast with that. But imagine if like you were dragging that thing around for a long time, for like maybe years you were dragging that around, and then one day somebody came and just cut it off, and you didn't have it attached to you anymore. You would be able to run like crazy, because regular walking would feel so easy. You'd be able to run. I remember there was a friend of mine that gave me advice a few years ago to like go walking with hand weights. And he was like, just go walking with hand weights for like a week, like 4 or 5 times. Just go and walk for like half an hour with hand weights, and then walk without them the week after. The week after, I was running. I was like, wow, like, and I was never really much of a runner, but after not having those hand weights and being used to walking with those hand weights, not having them, it was like, wow, I feel like I can move really fast. I feel like I can move really easy. So a lot of you are having this happening in like a spiritual or emotional way. That baggage is finally being emptied out, and you don't have anything holding you down. It's like the sky's the limit. You're shooting up, right? Like a lot of people, they'll do water aerobics, or they'll do like exercises in the water because they have issues with their joints and it's hard for them to move. But when they're in the water, they're weightless. It's so easy. It's so easy to move. And so a lot of you are having this happen in this like a symbolic sense in your life, in an energetic sense in your life. You're just like, wow, it's so much clearer and so much easier now to get to where I need to be, to where I want to go. The whales in this picture, they might have a different meaning for you. And I always say this, I always kind of invite you guys to take a look at the different pictures on the cards and what they mean to you, and what messages like kind of resonate with you about them. But for me, whales have to do with very, very deep emotional release. Okay. I'm gonna give you one of my little tips and tricks, one of my little amethyst secrets. One of the things I've done in the past, both with myself and with clients, when I've wanted to help release really deep buried things, I would play like the sleep meditation, like the recorded whale sounds. There's something very magical about it. I mean, don't knock it until you try it. I would just say maybe this full moon meditation. I actually wanted to put something up on YouTube, like a full moon meditation with whale sounds, but I was like, you know what, YouTube is gonna like copyright strike me or something. I don't know, because I don't have my own recorded whale sounds. I don't have that kind of technology to go out into the ocean and record my own whale sounds. And even then, the whales might slap me with a lawsuit to pay them royalties. I don't know. But if you can find something like on Spotify or on YouTube, ironically enough, right, where there's like whale sounds, or like a meditation with whale sounds in it, just try it. I'm telling you, there's just something really magical and very healing about those vibrations and those tones. So that's just a little thing from me to you. We're gonna go ahead and check out your soul homework for the week. And guys, I really invite you to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos, because some weeks those may resonate more than others, or they might just give you little extra tidbits of energy. I love both of these decks, and both the info will be in the description, but I really love the one that I'm shuffling right now, because it comes with a lot of great like spiritual guidance and little homework assignments and writing assignments and meditations for each card. So if you like wanted to do something where you're like, oh, what do I want to work on today, or what do I want to work on this week? This is a really great deck for spiritual development. I really want to make my own deck, and that's one of the things I'm going to be working on over the next year and a half And so there's a lot of ideas that I'm getting from a lot of the different decks. And I really love this interactive aspect where there's like homework assignments and there's like healing things that you can do. Oh my god, I just got chills. A lot of the readings have been so powerful this week. I'm so excited. Remember how I was saying about the whale song and to listen to it because there's something very healing in the vibration? Well, your spirit homework card is soul song, right? So like the song of your soul or the vibration of your spirit. So you're going to be wanting to access that. You're going to be wanting to bring that up, your own vibration, your own song, your own kind of energy, right? That free flowing. It's going to be easy for you guys to do because you're releasing so much this week, right? Like we had that water flight card at the end for like the end of the week. So you're going to be able to really start letting out like your vibration without everybody else's stuff gunking it up. So this is about, you know, your soul being able to admit its energy, you know, being in your light, and being able to just be in that natural you that you were when you were born, before all the crap kind of got, you know, hung on you over your life, or all the ways in which life maybe programmed you. And so this is about really being in that high vibration, being in that loving vibration. Music is going to be really good for you guys this week too, to like kind of just bring up emotions and feelings and the things that like make you feel connected. But your homework assignment itself here, your inspired reflections and actions, put on your favorite music and dance around the house for at least 5 minutes. I know you can do this. You can get your Tom Cruise shirt and no pants Donald Duck dance going on, whatever you want to do. The next assignment here is chant Om 7 times to align with your soul antenna. Guys, don't knock this. I know you might feel silly at first. I know when the first time I tried like an Om meditation, I did feel very silly. But you got to get out of your head and just do it. When you like just let yourself do it, there's something very magical and very powerful about it. Okay? So it's telling you to Om 7 times to align with your soul antenna. That's just kind of a fancy way of being able to connect with your higher self, being able to just kind of get into the flow of the universe and to feel that spiritual connection. It says experience a gong, Tibetan healing bowl, crystal bowl, or toning meditation session. This can be directly or as a recording. So you can look up like singing bowls. You can see a lot of times around the full moon, depending on what area you live, a lot of like metaphysical shops or spiritual centers will have somebody that does what they call a sound bath, which is basically what this assignment is. So you can Google and see if there's any sound baths in your area. You can go check one out, or you can just do it online. You know, look up sound bath, Tibetan singing bowls, meditation bowls, meditation bells, you know, and listen to that. Your writing homework is write down 3 movies, books, or songs that move you to inspired or joyous tears. This response is alerting you to your soul passions. So people always say like, what is my purpose in life? It's the thing that moves you the most. It's the things that like you get emotional about. So think about a really feel-good movie that you watched that really, really made you cry, that was like a tearjerker for you, or that just made you happy or relieved, or just think about the things in the world that anger you. These are the things that you're passionate about bringing about changes. Okay, so gosh, I have a few like sound bath videos. What I'll do is I'll make a playlist of moon meditations. So I'll have that up before the full moon. So if you check back to the channel for moon meditations, the singing bowl stuff will be in there along with other moon meditations that I've done. And I'm gonna do another full moon video for this full moon, but that one's a surprise. Okay, my dears, so this is your homework for the week, Cancer. Make sure that you check out your moon, sun, and rising sign, like I said, because there's a lot going on for you guys this week, and I think this would be a good week to at least check out your moon sign, especially because you're really in that moon energy. And my dears, I always say this, if you would like a private reading, I'm more than happy to do that for you. The Calendly link is in the description of the video, so you can go on there and schedule. Everything you need to know is in there, guys. How to schedule, the different type of readings, the pricing, it's all in there. And don't forget, guys, every single day I do a free, card of the day. I do a message. I do the pick a card game on Instagram and Facebook. So in between the weekly videos, you can still get a daily message, which a lot of people like doing. You actually get 2 cards a day because I post the message in the morning, like the daily card, the daily message. And then in the afternoon, I'll post 3 cards, and you don't get to see what they are. You just pick the one that you're kind of feeling drawn to. And then the next day, I show you what you picked, and I explain what you picked. So once you do that, every single day you get 2 cards. You get the card in the morning, and you get to find out what card you picked the day before. So 2 little messages a day on Instagram and Facebook. Be sure to check that out as well. Again, guys, thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I am wishing you the very best.